Hey everyone, I am not trying to be cliche. I know that it's the 1st of January, but I thought that it would be good to post a video, just a little one, to give you a little bit of insight on my thoughts and a little bit of advice on how to approach this new year. But I need to start by talking about myself first. So, and I'm not trying to be vain. I just need to talk about myself first because obviously I would not have come to these conclusions if I wouldn't have experienced it. So, as we all know, I like to share how I feel based on my personal experiences. So, as many of you know, I lost my dad in 2012. He died suddenly of a heart attack, and I know that I've talked a lot about losing him, but it's something that deeply affected me. I actually watched him die, and I was riding in the ambulance as they were trying to revive him. And without a doubt, my entire world changed instantly. And I've spent, it's been a year and a half since that happened. And I've spent a lot of time reflecting on me and what I value and what's important and what's not important. And so I took some time off to really focus on those things. I wanted to prove to myself that I didn't need the stage in order to keep training really hard, that I needed to just do it for me. I had spent so much of my time trying to do it for the wrong reasons, but I didn't even know that I was doing it for the wrong reasons because, I basically compared it to when I started, which was when I was in my living room, desperate to change, and I thought just by making that decision to change, it was the right thing to do. And obviously I don't disagree with that now because I'm still very thankful that I made that decision. But in retrospect, I realized that although I progressed in a healthy manner, I still hadn't really grasped the concept of doing something just for myself. And losing my dad made me realize that I put so much time and energy into tangible things that those things can be taken away at any moment, any day. And unless I am living in certainty and aware of what I represent, who I am, what I want, who I want to become, then none of that really matters. None of the tangible things that I have in my life really matter. So if someone were to take them away from me, ultimately I am nothing unless I make sure that I am living with certainty. Anyway, fast forward, I took some time off. I wanted to start helping others compete and, help them fulfill their dreams and their goals of wanting to become an IFBB pro. I know that that's like the ultimate goal for a lot of people that compete. And I get it. I understand. It's one of those things that everyone thinks it's like the best of the best. If you have a pro card or whatnot, then you're just amazing. And yeah, there's a lot of really amazing athletes, but I don't think that is what truly defines the best of the best. There's probably thousands of people out there that are amazing at a lot of things that I could never do. but get very little recognition. And anyway, so I decided to start coaching people. And in that process, I helped several people make it to nationals, and I even helped one win her pro card. And that was amazing. That was, I have to be honest, at that moment, that was more awesome to me than when I won my pro card. And, unfortunately, sometimes we learn things the hard way. And I've always lived with my heart on my sleeve. And I've always put myself out there completely, and my effort to help others has always been first and foremost. And pretty safe to say, I learned my lesson in that process. It's amazing how people who don't live with certainty can change according to what they want at that moment. Anyway, so I won't go into too much detail about that, but that was a big lesson for me, and it hit me right in the gut. And I was definitely spending some self-reflecting time that I honestly didn't discuss a whole lot. And then, I decided to compete myself and to get back on stage. A lot of it had to do with the fact that I wanted to be able to just get back on stage and know that I had put my best foot forward and that I did everything I could to represent what I felt was a good package. And, I have to be honest. I ended 2013 with a bang on my part. When I got second, I probably looked like I had won the Olympia. I pretty much cried. I was over the moon because it was a lot of hard work. And, being a mom to 3 kids and working full time and having a husband who owns his own business, it's not always easy to compete, especially when you have to travel or you have school schedules you have to work around, or soccer schedules. I mean, just life in general is busy, and then, you tack on 3 kids and the day-to-day, and man, it can really take a lot. But having said all of this and having revealed all of these things, I think that the most valuable lesson that I learned in this entire process is to never compare myself and my 10 to someone else and their 10. And what I want for my life and my goals and my dreams, those are for me. And they may not make sense to a lot of people. And sometimes they don't even make sense to me. But as long as I know that I'm living with certainty, then no matter what, no matter how long it takes, no matter how hard it is, no matter how many times I missed the gym or didn't eat right, it doesn't matter, because when you know who you are and you know what you want, you don't care how long it takes. You don't care if it takes you a year, 2 years, months. It doesn't matter to you, because you have made the decision that you and you alone are enough. And you don't need a trophy. You don't need a pro card. You don't need the scale to say a certain number. You don't need this person that never acknowledged you to give you a compliment. You don't need validation from your family. You don't need anything to help you keep going in your pursuit to become a better person, because you live with certainty and you know you're enough. And I will tell you, when I was walking out on stage in Arizona and even in Houston, I literally said out loud to myself right before I walked out, I am enough. I am enough. I am enough. I don't need a call out. I don't need a placing. I don't need anybody in the audience telling me anything that I don't already know, because I'm enough. So no matter what they say, no matter what decisions they make, I'm going to walk off the stage, and it doesn't really matter, because I know in my heart that I am enough. So as you go through this next year, I challenge you to make that your goal. Because knowing what I know now, having experienced what I've experienced, and let me tell you, there are some things I haven't even talked about that have really affected me. As long as you know who you are, who you want to be, that's all that matters. But if you don't know that, if you aren't aware of that, if you can't look in the mirror and say, I am enough, it doesn't matter how many times you go to the gym. It doesn't matter how many times you watch your diet. It doesn't matter how many shows you win or how many shows you lose, because those things are irrelevant if your heart and your mind don't already believe in you. So go for those goals, whether it be losing weight or a transformation, whatever it may be. Go for it and give it everything you have, because that's all you really can do, is give it everything you have. But in that process, don't ever lose sight of the most important thing out of it all. You are enough. You are enough. So, let's have fun this next year. Let's just have fun, because that's really what it's all about. Until next time.